Welcome to Drinking Bros, presented by StrikeForceEnergy.com. Put down the water and grab a fucking drink.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hello.
Shabanger. Look at Paperwork McGee over there. Look at him. He's doing paperwork while we're podcasting.
Yes, I know. I'm actually.
He's doing business cat stuff. He's important CEO over there.
I had to send some stuff off right now as well. You know, yippee skippy.
Oh, I got something to do too. Hang on. Let me figure it out.
Yeah.
We're just going to text this show.
I got a thing. I got a thing with another thing and a thing. Hey, Jared, I hear another voice breathing into the microphone. Who is that over there?
That is my dad. That is my dad.
No way.
Hello, Father.
No
I'm here.
way. We've got Papa Taylor on the show?
Yeah, we do.
I only came to watch.
And now he's knee deep.
I'm going to go down.
You know how many times I've said that in my life?
Oh, I know. You
know how many times I've said that in my life, Mr. Taylor? Yeah. I only came to watch. Welcome, Papa Tayller.
Thank you.
It's nice to have you on the ones and twos here. We'll walk you through this whole thing. Amazingly, people pay for this show to be on the air, so we got some sponsors to get to. Maybe you should give your dad some of this first sponsor, some Strikeforce Energy.
Hey, no shit, Ross. I'm literally, and it's not like, look, Jared, what am I doing right now?
Oh, he's pouring Strikeforce into a cup.
I'm pouring it into a cup. Yeah. I got a lot to do today, so it's going to pick me up.
Yeah. If you need a little pick-me-up at home, go to StrikeForceEnergy.com. Look, kids, it's time to kick the can. You need to ditch the can, get rid of it. You don't need it anymore.
Do you know you can actually
Energy?
You can stir your cup with the tin thing because it maintains its rigidity. So that's actually what I'm doing. Just so it's a little cheat, a life hack right there.
How long did you retain your rigidity growing up?
Jared's father's here, so you can ask him.
Yeah, he only came to watch. So go to StrikeForceEnergy.com where they don't watch, they do. It goes in waters, liquors, beers, you name it. It is the kick you need. It's better than 5-Hour Energy. It's better than Red Bull, all that bullshit. Go to StrikeForceEnergy.com, type in the promo code Drinkin' Bros. You get 20% off. They ship everywhere in the entire world, and they get a subscription of the month club, which is a fun thing. I got it. We've all got it on the show. Next up, we got GhostBed.com. Big fan. I've been sleeping like a fucking tired lumberjack on this bed.
Is that a joke?
It's one of my favorites.
Is that a joke about your new movie?
No, you know what? We'll get to that story coming up. I have my own breaking news coming up about that, which is pretty funny. Oh, yeah. And it ties into, ironically, everything we've been talking about over the last year on the show. But GhostBed, look, we got some mattresses from them. You can make love on them, or you can just fuck on them. Either one, you're good to go. You
can do both. Actually, if you cycle through lovemaking and fucking, it makes for a more pleasurable experience.
It really does.
Like a real hard ass slap and then a kiss, a sensual kiss. It's confusing.
Wow.
You know?
Yeah, to them.
Yeah, to them.
Yeah, but you know what you're doing.
Yeah,
you're just breaking them down psychologically to make them need you.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yeah.
Your son is a sociopath, so.
Go to ghostbed.com for a sleep so good. You feel like you're sleeping on nothing. It feels like a ghost. Type in go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. That's ghostbed.com/Drinkin' Bros. You get $50 off a bed. They're giving 5 free mattresses away this month to veterans and active military. They're doing good shit at GhostBed. And they're by the way, their pillows are the goddamn greatest things on the face of the earth, too.
I love those pillows.
I want to know what fucking scent they put in there, because I just smell my pillows.
I know.
You know?
I know. Big fan.
I don't bite the pillow.
Next up, we got
smell it. Don't get that mixed up.
Well, Matt, you could have done both. You never know. You never know.
You never know.
Next up, we got Ready Man. Evan Hafer, why don't you tell us about it?
Ooh, Ready Man. So if you want to master the art of self-reliance, head on over to readyman.com. They've got all kinds of really cool survival gadgetry. I can't really say that I don't know the owner because I do know Jeff. He's a fantastic guy, 27-year Green Beret and survival expert. So head on over there, take 20% off with drinking or Drinking Bros.
Booyah. To the point. I like that.
Boom. I like it. Next up, we got straightrazors.com. Big fave. Big fave. Look, kids, it's like shaving in Tombstone. It's just a classy kit. Their shaving cream's ranked number 1 in the world. Their cologne is ranked number 1 in the world. Their aftershave at number 1 in the world. This is one of the dopest shit that I use every single day. Go to straightrazors.com. Get yourself a kit. Get yourself an old school straight razor kit. And get loose. Type in the promo code DRINK20. That's DRINK20. And you're going to get 20% off a dope-ass kit. Big fan of straight razor. Next up, we got warfightertobacco.com. So, look, real men don't smoke cigars. They do smoke cigars. They don't smoke hookahs. And they don't vape. Go to warfightertobacco.com. Get some of the finest hand-rolled cigars on the planet, straight from the DR to your mouth hole.
We actually have some Black Rifle people vaping in the parking lot right now. I need to.
You're just watching them right now.
I'm just need to go hand them cigars. It'd be manly to have like a lunchtime cigar if someone did that. Like, wow, you're pretty badass.
There's nothing worse than watching somebody vape in a parking lot. You're just like, gross. Gross. Go to warfightertobacco.com. Type in the promo code Drinking Bros. You get 10% off of everything. They got some humidors, some dope-ass t-shirts. Next up, Matt Best. We got battlebox.com.
BattleBox, yes we do. It's just it's a monthly subscription to a box of fucking delicious goodies. Well, not they're delicious, but I like knives. I call knives delicious. They got a bunch of man stuff in there. I'm not going to order one for like another month because I've been stealing all of Logan's that he gets, but you know. If you head over there to battlebox.com, there is no E on that battle, by the way.
There's no E in the battlebox.com, and the promo code is FHRITP. That's the promo code. Fuck her right in the pussy. That's no joke. It's FHRITP. That is their promo code.
But seriously, check them out. They do different stuff every month, so you don't know what you're going to get, and you can have different subscriptions if you want the knife one, if you want the box. It's survival. It's pretty fucking sweet, so check out their website.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where it's kind of like Carnivore Club. It's just dope-ass shit every month in a box. I love it.
One day I'm going to be solely reliant on subscription-based products where every month, everything I need for that month shows up at my doorstep. One day.
I'm getting close.
You getting close?
I'm getting close. Now that I have Black Rifle coffee every month, like that's off the checklist. The shave shit's off the checklist. Like, dude, I'm slowly, little by little, I really am going to subscriptions only. Last but not least, Evan Hafer, we got Black Rifle coffee.
Black Rifle coffee is all right. So, hey, the big thing is, guys, you've got a bunch of I don't know. I guess you got tactical coffee coming out. So we were the first ones here. We are coffee roasters, so we are Specialty Coffee Association certified on how to roast coffee. We are the subject matter experts in the field, to include sending that beautiful fat bottom girl down to Costa Rica, Jared Taylor, as of last week. So you've got a certified former Green Beret. Well, 2 of them, actually. We got 3 coffee roasters here in the building. We're sending Edwin, our master roaster, to what's called the Q course. So there's only a handful of these guys in the world. The big thing is, if you want a premium roast-to-order coffee company, you got to go to Black Rifle Coffee. Get on that membership, dogs. Coffee or die.
Yeah. It's worth it.
It's worth it.
And we have some
Papa Taylor.
Some nice premium stuff coming out soon. So.
Yeah, we got a lot of good things in the queue, the quee, whatever you want to call it.
Back to Ross.
Yeah.
Well, no, it's fine. Papa Taylor, how do you like the Black Rifle coffee offices?
Oh, it's gorgeous. They've done a really good job here.
Yeah.
Your son's got a huge office. Is that crazy for you?
He's decorated it really nice too, and it's all picked up.
My office is never dirty.
Dude, I tell you, your son, if he ever goes out of the coffee business or whatever we've been doing, he would be a fantastic interior designer. Like, I want to hire him for my downstairs. Nice. It is. It's always like
it's a nice
dress.
thing.
It's clean. You're good.
It's all about
What was
flow.
he like growing up as a child? What was he? Was he a clean kid growing up?
Yeah, he was. And then he's one of these like your wife, where the living room's got to be rearranged every 3 months. He'd rearrange his bedroom, and then everything would just be perfectly in order and in the right corner, and shoes all stacked up straight.
Are you, so that is that a Jared Taylor thing when he was a kid where he had it'd be perfect, and then you're like, no, the sofa needs to be that way, the TV
Yeah.
on the
I need change.
every
to be
every 3 to
creative.
6 months, it'd have to be changed around,
So
and
funny.
I
he'd
need
it
change.
could be better, which is good, right? That's where he's at. He's always looking.
No, it's just cool
Future-
to see the
it's
quirks
better.
that he has as an adult. They're the same.
Efficiency.
Is that? I don't know if that's efficiency.
Well, I think I don't like things the same for a long time.
He literally rearranged this today. This is not how the podcast.
Oh, I was in here when he was doing it. Yeah.
yeah, and he just asked me, "Do you like to set up better?" I was like, "It is better." So
Yeah,
cool.
what do you think, Evan? Do you like us facing
Yeah,
this
it's-
way?
yeah, it's
I
much
feel
better.
like we're
Yeah.
more, and plus when we gear up for going live, we have a little bit more space to get the camera on all of us. and
Look at
such and
that.
stuff. But our new tables will come soon. And once we get our new tables, then it's on. Then
once we
we're
get the
gonna
new
look-
tables.
It's actually the new measurements of the tables will bring you guys in closer because we're taking about 8 inches off that, so you guys will come. It'll be tighter.
So let's start. Daddy's little fatty home decor.
Oh Jesus!
That,
All
that
right.
can be. Are you tired of a ditzy blonde girl not knowing how to fix your shit and just shopping at home?
Yeah.
Hire Jared Taylor.
Man cave. I'll build your man caves.
Yeah. You just wrap every single
Yeah,
wall.
the man cave designer. That could be a show on like the fucking House Network.
HDTV.
Yeah, they better
Yeah.
have deep
Right here,
pockets too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
love to spend other people's money to decorate their rooms.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
you would-
ultimate. Just call it the ultimate man cave.
You would be hyper premium because you don't like to, like, with that kind of stuff, you never settle for budget. You're like, no. I need the $9,000
They're
one.
like, you went over budget. Yeah, but I paid for that myself. But why?
'Cause it looks
because
great.
it looks good. Look at it.
because it looks
do
good.
that.
He's done that with Black Rifle plenty of times. Like, hey, we shouldn't spend the money to get that wrapped. Oh, I just paid for it from out of my pocket. I'm like, oh, okay. This podcast setup, you've invested a lot in this fancy little machine he's got
This
going
right
on
here
here.
this is my pride and joy.
Are
This
you
is like
pointing at your dad?
no, this right here.
This
I mean,
thing over
how
here.
many-
This thing's my pride and joy.
How many phases have we gone through with with our recording gear, and now we're here. We're here.
And you bought us all new headphones today, so they're like super nice.
Here you go.
Oh, seriously?
yeah, you got the
Wow.
fucking premium headphones.
God, I was just getting ready to buy Richard Ryan's stuff. I'm glad that we didn't do that.
Well, Richard Ryan's stuff is different. He has his system is for film, and it's a remote controlled system where you can change cameras by the push of a button. So it's still really
I like
I
that.
saw Ross doing that on his little podcast, the Ross Revolution over there.
Ross Patterson Revolution. What switching camera angles and all that stuff?
I saw you had 3 camera angles, a side profile on you, straight profile on that, and then a straight on Jesse, which is pretty cool.
Oh yeah.
Do you have
yeah.
someone operating
Yeah,
that,
I use,
or are you doing it? Are you doing audible changing?
I do. I've got somebody operating it. We got 4 cameras in there.
Oh,
Damn.
For 4 different angles, and then I bought some fancy equipment. But I shoot on like a soundstage. Wilmington's a big film town, so I shoot on soundstage. I hired a producer and to switch camera angles and go, when you go live, and it's a nice thing.
well, not all of
It's
us
a nice
are
thing we got
not
going
all
on
of us
there.
are fancy Hollywood directors. We have to be at a work in an office, so we just set it up ghetto style.
We'll get it. I mean,
look.
I got to get the first step is getting the desk built to get our positions finalized, and then I'll get our chairs. So we've got all nice chairs, and then from there we'll start setting up the video stuff, and we'll go.
telling you, home decor, Jared. That's your lost calling.
Home decor.
Do you have any weird stories about
home?
Jared when he was a kid? Like,
Yeah. What was his eating habits like as a child?
About like they are now.
just
And
whatever.
And if you've ever eaten with them, can you keep up with them?
That was my question.
Yes,
Okay,
he's
so
always
I
eating that
can.
fast.
always that way. I
Oh.
thought the military did that because we always say how food is an obstacle to Jared Taylor.
That's Evan's greatest saying.
Yeah, it is not like let me enjoy this steak of salmon steak. Let me charge through it as fast as possible to get back to my home designing, my decor designing.
Yeah.
All food is equal.
All food is equal.
It's an equal hindrance to whatever he's got going on. It's
I
just
got to
like-
have 2 dinners last night.
I know that second dinner looked
2
way
dinners?
better, though.
Yeah,
Which,
so-
it was
that thing
a
was beautiful.
steak and lobster, or something?
and giant king crab legs that my dad made.
I didn't get an invite. I felt a little. I got the picture. I didn't get an invite.
Oh,
Sad.
wow.
I didn't
guess
either.
we-
Don't feel bad.
Okay.
How long you in town for, Papa Taylor?
We're in here for 10 days.
Woo. Whoa. What are you guys doing in Salt Lake?
Right now, just visiting Black Rifle Coffee. Got 4 grandkids
That's-
here because the other ones flew out from Washington State. So Jared's sister flew in with her kids. So
Are they
they're-
all at your house?
We're gonna, yeah. We got,
Holy shit, that's a full house.
we got 4 kids under what? 5, 4.
Yeah.
God, that is
Wow.
insane.
Do you
Yeah,
need-
but there's
do you
different
need-
levels.
You know,
Do you need a
that
place
Black
to
Rifle
stay?
Coffee has like another empty house that's like twice the size of that one, right?
Yeah.
I told him that. I was like, hey, they can stay at the other house. And George's like, nah, fuck them.
What
You said yesterday.
Unicorn
It's
ranch?
weird. Like, nah.
Hey, they got a ghost bed. They're living there. They're
Oh.
sleeping high quality.
Are your parents sleeping on the ghost
yeah.
bed?
Oh, are they,
Well,
are
we
they-
did last night.
Are they sleeping on the ghost bed?
Jared's mom wanted to try that ghost bed out last night. And
Bet
she,
she did.
yeah, this morning she said she really liked it.
Does Jared have a brother on the way then?
And
The ghost bed.
Oh, my God.
Magical.
Do you imagine a 31-year-old gap between
That
my
would be
brothers?
awesome. That would be awesome.
Yeah.
that got taken care of about 29 years ago.
After he came out, you're
How
like,
did you
fuck
get it
that.
snipped?
After Aaron.
I never want another child after Aaron and Jared.
Did you, hey, Papa Taylor, did you get a vasectomy?
I did.
Man, our agent, Matt and I's literary agent just got one. He had a horror story about it.
Oh,
he had a
no.
horror story
Oh,
about it.
no.
Yeah, he said he could feel it. He was like, look, I was awake and I was at like the richest doctor on the planet. And he goes, then I had to ice my balls down for like 2 days. Is that true?
Yeah, it is. But I don't.
Holy
I didn't
shit.
have much pain there. I mean, it just felt like when they'd pull on that thing, like they were pulling on the back of my eyeball.
Oh my God. Oh.
I'm pulling out the rest of my life. I don't
just
want to
shiver.
But it was a quick snip, and then they brought the old cauterizer out and
Scissors.
singed it off, and
This
put a bag of sent you home with a bag of peas on your package.
Jesus, fuck.
On your weens. On your weens.
I love it.
Oh man. Holy shit. It's pulling on the back of your eyeball. It's
We
still resonating with me.
That's what we should.
Still resonating with me.
That's actually a campaign we should start. It's just called "You Should Get a Vasectomy." When
You should
somebody's
get a
so
vac-
fucked up and we don't want to see them procreate, just like you should get a vasectomy, bro. Like
Right.
just let's
Yeah.
let's take care of humanity.
Well,
it's,
no.
it's called vasectomies for a better society.
Yeah, that or something. It's like your dad didn't pull out, so you need a vasectomy kind of thing. You know,
Yeah,
because it
yeah.
would have been great if they didn't even exist.
Oh,
Like you should have been a baby shower on your mother's face. You know,
that's good. I like
that's
that.
aggressive.
You should have ended up in your mom's hair.
Oh, God.
Is that hair gel?
God,
I like that.
just very creative ways of the way you should have ended up on your mother,
Yeah,
rather than
yeah.
being a fertile egg.
Yeah, you should have.
Oh, that's fucking hilarious.
You should have been a tickle cum
hey-
because that's when they're about to come, and then the woman tickles you, and then you pull out and just you don't know where it
I've
goes.
never had that happen to me.
a tickle cum.
Oh, no.
You
No
never-
one's ever gave me a tickle.
You never had a tickle cum?
No.
I'm text your wife to give you a good old tickle
what's
cum.
the
No, I
best
don't
is
wanna
when
do
your
it.
buddy comes up behind you and tickles you and you're about ready to come. It's called the buddy tickle cum.
The buddy
called
Surprising.
assisted.
It's called a
When
BTC.
When
It's
Jared
called a
steps out of the closet
Yeah.
and tickles you.
Oh, and then just walks back in closet.
No,
Thank you.
he likes it better when I just peek out of the closet and go, psst.
Just a quick. Psst.
Just give me a quick. I just like to know that he's there.
Yeah,
you know?
he knows that he's performing
It's
for
not
somebody.
weird.
He knows that he's performing for somebody.
See, that is the ultimate prank. If you do something like that and to sell it to your wife, like you and your wife are having sex, and then you plan it with Jared, where Jared just walks by like, "Hey, dude," you guys high five, and then he just walks out of the room, and she's been married to you for how long? Be like, what the fuck was that? Be like,
4.
oh, it's just Jared. It was
Yeah.
just
That was just Jared.
He was using our toilet.
Yeah, he was just using
What's
the
wrong?
toilet. What's wrong? He.
I don't
She
get it.
would
off.
get mad at me. She would get mad at me for that.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
Jared,
she would
Jared
be
and my
mad.
wife have a super tenuous relationship anyway.
It's like
so-
I'm always hanging on a thread.
Yeah,
Your wife and I get along well. I like her.
Yeah, because you're normal. You're
Oh.
a normal person. Whereas like Jared he treats my wife sometimes like a lizard, So he's like, "Why is that lizard talking? Do you need some lettuce, lizard?" And my wife would be like, "Fuck." And they've actually come a long way.
We've
So-
rekindled.
Yeah, because Jared and I had so many things that we needed to cover when he was in town that we were like,
And it was
like-
always super tiny
we had like
schedules.
8 hours,
Yeah.
Right.
you know? So it was
Right.
like just a fucking machine gun for, a day or two while he's here. Now that we live here, we're like, yeah,
can
I'll talk to
relax.
him tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right.
I'll talk to him tomorrow. Let's fucking hang out and let's be
Right.
normal people. So my wife's like, no, it was really interesting because she used to, I wouldn't say hate him, but she used to hate when Jared would come to town, right? Because she's like, oh God, I'm never going to see you for 3 days.
Who knows where you're going to be going?
Yeah, who knows
Like,
where you're...
who
yeah.
knows
Yeah,
who
hold
you're
on.
gonna be
You
with?
guys had like weird trips though, because he would be like, I'm going to Salt Lake, and then all of a sudden be like at Park City, like doing something super random, like checking out a lumber farm. And I'm like, I didn't know that was the plan.
Yeah, like we'd
for-
go antique shopping.
Yeah.
Go and
Yeah.
look for duck eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah. Duck egging.
And,
You ever done that?
yeah.
Ian?
Yeah, duck
Yeah,
egging.
yeah, duck egging.
Yeah.
So, but since he's moved here, she's like, he's actually a really cool dude. So she's
coming
like-
around?
She turned the corner. She turned the corner a month ago or 2 months ago. When was that? Thanksgiving. When he came over?
Yeah.
Yeah, Thanksgiving. She's like, oh, okay, he's a really cool dude. I guess, And then I explained to her, it's like, hey, we had short windows, and I tried to
Yeah,
explain this
because
to
we
her
never
like multiple times.
had a
and she's
trip
like, I
longer
don't-
than 2 days over
Yeah.
the fucking first 2 years we
Yeah,
knew each other.
yeah,
And
but you
so-
do treat people like lizards, like right off the bat. Takes
Well, it
you a while.
depends what-
It takes you.
You gave Noelle a hug the other day, and when you saw her, and I was super weirded out because like Jared just showed some form of compassion to a significant other. What was that?
I don't remember that. I blacked out.
It was a nice side hug, and I was
Yeah.
like, look at that friendship.
That'll happen when he gets too many nitrates. Like so, when he's on like a 400% hot dog intake, he starts getting emotional.
Get emotional?
It's the nitrates.
It's like
not
I'm like a
emotions.
great white shark. When
Yeah.
I over engorge myself, I get
Yeah.
I
belly
I have
up
a-
and-
I have a higher sexual tendency.
Wait, what?
Wait.
You're not allowed to hug Noelle ever again.
No, you didn't know that? Like great white sharks, like they get horny if they get fat.
God, that's
Yeah, there's a show. There's a
I've
show.
seen it. I didn't know they get
Yeah,
horny.
where they eat this whale. Like there's a
Oh,
whale.
yeah, the whale.
And then they all get fat and big boners, and they're just like floating around like shark boner.
It's like oysters. It's an aphrodisiac for great white sharks.
Yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
come
they're
back as a great white. I think.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to gorge.
I
on
would
a
rather-
whale
no.
with a fucking huge
No.
erection and just hang out.
You know what? I think we would make one of the best orca pods of all time if
Oh,
it was all
yeah.
5 of us.
Oh, God.
Like we would flip the seals and just play with them before
Oh
we
my
ate
God,
them.
we would
That's
be mean.
you know what we got to start being
Asshole
better
orcas.
people
So
because
we
if
can pick what
if
animal
we
we
could
come
pick
What-
to come back as orcas,
Dude,
that'd
game
be fucking
over.
pretty
Yes,
sick.
it would. It would.
Pretty sick.
And we wouldn't be like shitty fucking Pacific Northwest orcas.
No.
We'd go to the Bahamas.
Yeah.
And people would be like, why are these
I don't.
orcas down here? We're like,
I don't think they can live down there.
It's a little-
I
it's a
think
little- it's a little
that's
warm.
not
We're
it's not a
orcas.
thing.
We are-
tad warm.
we are
Tad warm.
orcas.
Ask your dad. Did you guys ever hit an orca in a submarine?
Not that I know of.
Let's get a good
Yeah,
submarine
yeah,
submarine story.
So if you guys don't
Yeah,
know,
yeah, we-
Jared Taylor's father was a submariner for how long?
Yeah, I was in the submarines 23 years, and I got commissioned, went over to the
So is my grandfather.
surface fleet after that.
Oh, damn. I didn't know 23 years. That's a
long submarine
time.
It's a long time.
Yeah, most of it was on a submarine.
What was
Jared's dad was like the Cold War. It was like on the
Connoisseur.
front lines of the undersea Cold War. That was pretty cool actually. I've only read a couple books on it, so I think it's pretty cool.
Really? When were you in?
80 to when I get out there, 2008.
8, yeah.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
That's recent.
Yeah.
Wow.
I got
Damn,
out in
that's
2008.
it's like yesterday.
Yeah, what?
That's
didn't-
crazy.
Didn't you guys grab a fishing boat once, pulling backwards for a long time?
Yeah, maybe.
I like your style. He's over there like, I ain't telling shit.
Yeah.
No, only the newspaper said that. Actually, I think the Pentagon came out and claimed it.
Did they?
Yeah.
Why? Were you just messing with somebody, or was
Oh,
it
no.
was
No,
it like
you
a
didn't know.
Chinese? Was it like a Chinese
It was an
trawler, or-
accident.
Oh.
Like, yeah, they had nets out. And
They were trolling the
Oh.
bottom. They were trolling for bottom fish, and
Oh.
they got a big one.
Can you imagine
They
being
got
on
a
that
big
fishing
one.
gear like, oh my God, we caught a fucking
what the
Godzilla.
fuck is going on?
Godzilla's in the water. fucking pulling your boat. That'd be fucking scary.
That is
as
like
shit.
there is a
I would've
fishing
cut nets, bro.
There's a fishing crew out there that thinks they fucking got Godzilla.
Yeah. The one that got away.
God.
The one that
Wait,
got
what's
away.
the deepest you've ever been? Do you know? Like the deepest you've ever gone?
Is that classified?
Yeah.
Oh.
I'm just trying to maintain
man.
operational
Like,
security.
I want to ask so many fucking questions because
Well,
I
you
think
just
it's
you know how to
cool as
navigate
shit.
the questions. You know how to
yeah,
do it.
yeah, remember,
You can say-
I'm still contractor for the government.
Oh, that's right. That's right. All right.
We'll play it
I'm not,
easy.
I'm not going to ask any questions other than like I think there are so many things going on underneath the ocean in the 80s. Like I can't even imagine what was going on. Like just the cat and mouse, and obviously there's a ton of movies out there
Yeah.
that
You
kind
can
of-
you can talk about when you got scrambled in the early '80s, right? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, they just sent everybody. I mean,
Yeah.
it's just a big,
Yeah, but
I don't know what, because it, came across the news wire and everything. That's what got all the wives and everything so worried. They got these Russian submarines steaming down from the north, and they scrambled all the fast tacks out of all the ports. And
right.
Damn.
hey,
Cold War almost happened.
Go find out, see what's going on.
I
Yeah,
can't
hey,
remember
do you still follow it?
Do
the
what?
Cold War?
Do you still follow what's going on, like with these Russian ships that are off the coast of Connecticut right now?
No. Matter of fact, now that you mention, I just seen it on that news feed just a few minutes ago during that other podcast. That was the first I seen it, so I didn't know they were back into that practice again.
Good old.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, what's the law on that? Like they said they were 70 miles off the coast of Connecticut or Delaware. Are you allowed to be that close? I didn't think you were.
Well, you have the two different claimants there. You got a 200-mile that they go by, and then they got the 12-mile territorial limits and stuff like that. So, I mean, it's
it's a gray
debatable.
Area. Gray area.
Yeah.
Yeah, because why can you get that close to the United States? I mean, to me, that seems really fucking close.
Well, I think it's 12 miles is the actual territorial limits, and so that was a big thing, like in the 70s, because I grew up in a small fishing town up in Northern California, and you'd have those big Russian fishery ships, that are 400 feet long, and they'd come in close, and that would cause all kinds of stuff because now they're trolling all our fish off the bottom.
Right.
Bastards.
Yeah, what a bunch of
Yeah.
assholes.
We want
there's-
the fish.
yeah.
Are there different lines for like commercial fishermen and then military specific boats, or basically are all lines created around nations basically abided by or not abided by? I have no fucking clue.
Well, I don't even look what's going on with the China and the islands that
Yeah.
they're manufacturing and claiming, and
I love
you know-
that plan, by the way. It's fucking brilliant.
What?
Oh shit, we just built this island, yo! Damn, I'm gonna expand this by like 12 miles,
And
Like,
it's
I love
ours.
that. That's
No,
amazing.
there's no rules on this island because it just
Like we
popped
just
up.
stacked a bunch of sand. Look at China's a lot bigger than it was. I think that's badass, dude. Manufacture an island.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome. Well, I mean, like kind of like we own the moon. I think that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Like,
Like that's a lot of space that we're not using right now, though.
do we technically own space?
I think so.
Well, I guess the Russians were the first ones there. So
Yeah, but I mean, they
technically-
don't do anything with it.
They just kind of float around and drink
Well,
vodka.
hey, yeah, NASA today they're talking to Trump about going back to the moon. Actually,
Let's do it.
Are they going to get Trump in a spacecraft and Trump's going to do a moonwalk?
He's like, no, I'm going to the moon.
that'd be great.
Dude, we could
It'd
do
be
it like the
great.
first
Yeah.
one in L.A. in
Yeah.
a studio. You know what I'm saying?
I see
There's
what you
no
did
way
there.
you still believe that. There's no way you still believe that, right?
It's
What?
not
But it was
far-fetched.
staged?
It's not far fetched.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
I
that
just
the moon landing was
I
staged.
love conspiracy theories. I have no idea. I just think that it's it's like my National Enquirer to fucking read.
Hey, Evan, I heard
vomit.
the best one. I heard the best one for you, and you might have the answer to this. I listened to Joe Rogan interview Alex Jones from InfoWars the other
I
day.
love me some InfoWars. That's like
I know.
That's like the National Enquirer meets fucking Breitbart Media. It's awesome, dude.
Yeah. So Alex Jones goes on there. Joe Rogan now smokes weed live on air, which hey,
You can
Good,
now
yeah,
in
good-
California.
good
you can.
for
in
him.
you
California.
can in California. So good for him. So he brings on Alex Jones. Alex Jones is drinking whiskey. And about this is about a 3-hour conversation. About 15 minutes in, Alex Jones is sweating. You can tell he's getting loose. They started smoking weed. Then he starts going into the conspiracy theories. One he said that is proof positive is that Obama's parents, mom and dad, were both in the CIA. Is that true?
Fuck, I have no idea.
Yeah,
I mean, the biggest thing is like you've got all these people that kind of can string together half facts, half truths. And so when you say like, oh, Obama's parents were in the CIA, like, man, the biggest thing that people have to realize that like the CIA is a very small organization, and for somebody to really be in the CIA, like you've got a couple like 20,000-30,000 people that actually work there. However, you've got people that work indirectly for the CIA that probably a lot of them don't even know they work for the CIA, to be honest with you. So, if Jakarta or whoever or whatever place that they came from, who knows what kind of connections to intelligence there was. And of course, like you have a direct link between what, his father was doing in Africa and a few different pieces, which, that's like saying, Jared Taylor worked for the CIA because he knows, Matt and I or something, right? So just because you're kind of circling in policy and or in the same pool doesn't
group.
mean that you're working for the same organization. To be honest with you, it's probably more accurate that they worked for an intelligence mechanism, and who knows if it was the KGB or the CIA or
A good analogy
South
would be
Africans
like
intelligence. Fuck, who knows?
it'd be like an engineer company getting sent out to fix a broken Rangers striker, and then he says, "I worked for
I worked
Ranger
for the
Battalion."
Ranger Battalion. Yeah.
Yeah,
Gotcha. And the other, hey, wait, Jared, this next one pertains to you. The other conspiracy theory, I don't want to say debunked, but he said that Pizzagate thing in Washington was true. And he showed clips from these underground shows that they had there of like weird bands and stuff like that. And he also said that, you can go through all the emails. The code word to get little boys in this pedophilia ring was hot dogs. No lie.
You're kidding.
No.
Why are they
So
trying to ruin hot dogs?
I know. You know what's
So
funny is somebody brought that up the other day to me. He's like, "Is this Lord Hot Dog thing all a joke on the Pizzagate?" I go, "I don't know what you're talking about. I just like hot dogs."
That's what it is. So apparently the word hot dogs was used like 76,000 times in these emails. And during these different conversations back and forth to senators, and they said, "Are you going to bring the hot dogs tonight?
That is.
Will there be hot dogs served at these parties?" And that was,
That's fucking.
So
because that's a horrible code word, because you would never use that. Like, no senator is going to ask if there's going to be hot dogs at a party. Unless I'm a senator.
Unless Jared's a senator, and then by hot dogs you mean
exactly.
blended meats.
I want real fucking ballpark Franks.
Yeah.
But that was
Kosher,
part of
bitch.
Alex Jones's point. Yeah, where he was like, "Look, why else would you be saying this shit if it weren't there?" Then he pulled up video. So he pulled up video on the show. Rogan cut the video in. So if you go back and watch it on YouTube, he cut in the video of like this weird shit that was going on at that pizza place, and it was pretty crazy. Like I didn't know Alex Jones' shit. I don't know if it's real or not.
Alex Jones is a really interesting character, and obviously InfoWars is grown into a Goliath of a media operation.
Huge, yeah.
He makes some really good points. I think he sheds light on a lot of different issues that people should be very aware of. The conspiracies, obviously they happen, and there's a direct mistrust of the government for a combination of reasons. But the big thing is like when you're functioning in that world, you'll string together facts and things that look like facts, right? And so, I've heard a lot of different competing conspiracy theories, ranging from like the Sandy Hook massacre is a good one that was just completely staged, and it never happened. Like, have you guys heard these
Yeah.
things?
Oh, yeah.
They've
Yeah.
hired actors to come in,
And did they try to say that the same actors were in different tragedies?
and it's super spooky because they have the newsreel, right, from each one of these, but you can also see where, okay, is this just staged with the lower thirds? Like, you can drop that stuff in with paid actors and then all of a sudden create a story that doesn't exist and quite literally never existed. So you have to.
Do you know
really
what the
look at,
numbers
like,
were on that? Because here's what's kind of confusing to me about Sandy Hook is think about other major events out there that have happened in the last 5 years. Like, these people are very loud for a long time.
Mhm.
Like, I haven't seen any books come out by parents of a Sandy Hook victim. I haven't seen any police officers or detectives or anybody come forward and say I was the lead guy on Sandy Hook and this is the real story or yada yada yada. Like, it happened and then disappeared, and that's weird.
I mean, there was I want to say a few of the parents did something, but I don't know. I don't know. That would be a hard one to fake for me.
Yeah?
I have a hard time
That'd be a
believing
tough
that.
one.
That was yes, especially with little kids, and that would be really. I think that would be too big. Now, something like the moon landing that long ago, could it be a possibility? Yes, because of the time that it was in, and there's no internet or nothing got leaked.
But you also got to think of the motive too. Like, that was an extremely cheap way for us to bankrupt a competitor. Like, if we're just going to pretend, why not? And if we get caught, who cares at that point? It's like, yeah, we were trying to win the Cold War, or we're trying to win the arms race by making them spend money on fucking dumb shit, like going to the moon.
Which
yeah.
Which I don't think I don't think that's out of the ordinary to say that's something that could have happened, right?
It's
it's just it's interesting. So it's like, okay, well, if the United States or anybody came out and said yes, this is true, what's going to happen? Like, oh, but we ended up going there like 10 years later anyway.
Yeah.
Like, wow, we did it to just bankrupt the Russians.
Yeah. And what's everybody say? Hey,
oh, that's
like,
actually kind of cool.
Most people that were involved in that are dead now. So.
Yeah, the interesting thing is like this, like these conspiracy theories that can be basically it's just counter information operations or information operations in general, right? So who knows how or who can construct the information to make something look like to be a child, to be a pedophile is quite literally the worst thing on the planet, right? Mm-hmm. So for you to kind of construct the architecture or information around someone to say that they're a pedophile by basically manipulating information, dude, that can destroy an entire party. Just looking at kind of in general terms, you can fucking destroy
that is the only
a
thing,
party.
That is the only thing that exists, I think, in character assassinations where no one takes a side. Everybody takes one side.
There's no debate.
Yes.
It's and we've helped out something called Operation Underground Rescue and
Railroad.
Operation Underground Railroad. That's right, or rescue, and these guys.
Are you saying
that's all they do is they hunt down child pedophiles internationally? We've, when I say we've supported them, like we've helped train a lot of the guys that deploy. Ready Man, actually, they've been helping these guys out because they need all kinds of different assets. They have jump teams that take off and go overseas. They've got guys that are here that are doing collection on pedophiles just all the time. Before I met these guys, I had no idea these numbers are fucking astounding.
Yeah.
And the thing of it it's a plague, right? I mean, it's a fucking plague, and there are hundreds of thousands of these dudes cruising around the United States and overseas, and they have a way of communicating that's super off grid because they know what they do is, well, I mean, it's the most despicable act, quite literally, known to humanity, and so they circle in the depths of our society, and they find the places that they can kind of hide in the open. So to say there are pedophiles in the, like quite literally in the government, just statistically speaking, who knows if that's true? You know what I mean? Who knows if that's true, if they're directly connected to some kind of underground trafficking? but it would not be a surprise to think that pedophiles would leverage their positions of power in some way and find other guys, because that's what they do. They communicate in a clandestine capacity, and they find other people like them. And so to say that they could be directly correlated, or I shouldn't say correlated, to tied to some type of position of power, that's not a stretch. Like it's there are pedophiles in the government, and to say that they've communicated, those two things have happened at one point in time.
And each one has power over the other.
Statistically speaking, it's impossible for that not to have happened. And now, whether or not the people or players associated with this story are 100% accurate, that's debatable.
Yeah.
So,
Do you listen to Alex Jones on a regular basis, by the way?
no, man. I just consume news. So, like, if I see something with InfoWars that I think is interesting, because I look at InfoWars a lot like the Drudge Report in some ways, where you'll be able to look at something and maybe a story breaks in a smaller media outlet that won't get coverage in any of the main news outlets. So if you're combing through looking for cool stories, even if it turns out to be bullshit, it's really interesting to read and say, oh, you know what? There might be some facts here. And it'll take, probably an entire information cycle and some more journalists and some more investigation to pull the exact story out. But I look at InfoWars a lot like that, where some of their stuff is really good. Some of their stuff, they're kind of all over the map, with some of their information. I like it. It's entertaining to me. When I say that, it's fucking entertaining, man. Like Alex Jones is an entertaining character.
Hey, Ross, do you listen to Joe Rogan a lot?
I do. When I write, I usually write to music and keep something on in the background. Since he goes live almost every day, it's easy to pop on in the background. And it's interesting because it's on that Alex Jones one, for example, they were smoking weed, drinking whiskey. He outed Joe Rogan's numbers, and Joe Rogan looked kind of shocked for a second. And, he was just talking about the new media and the new world and what it is. Did you know that Joe Rogan, between video and audio downloads, just audio and his video feed, is at 90 million a week?
Oh,
Alex.
Well, that
Alex
explains
Jones,
a lot.
Yeah.
Alex Jones is at 45, he said. Alex said he's at 45. And, he was like, look, we are the new media. This is the way it is. And I was like, holy shit. It was super interesting, but yeah, I do listen to Joe Rogan.
Did you catch the Mike Baker episode 907? That guy from the CIA.
No, I didn't. How was that?
You and Evan both need to listen to that one. That one's really good. It's really funny. They talk about Bergdahl too, and Chelsea Manning and shit like that. It's really funny. Like if you have time, like if you want to kill something, like 907 Mike Baker, like that dude's super smart. I don't know if you know him, Evan. Maybe.
No, he's a American-British former covert operations officer.
He has
he's
dual
a founder.
citizenship.
Yeah, he's a founder of a private intelligence organization.
Super.
He lives in
intelligent guy.
Idaho.
Yeah.
Look at that,
Yeah,
man.
he talked about how much he loves Idaho and how it's a kept secret.
Yeah,
It's amazing.
It's
amazing.
But that was
People
a really
love Idaho.
good episode. Like really good episode. Like that guy's an interesting dude. I'd love to meet him.
There's a rich part of Idaho that a bunch of celebrities bought places in. You know what that is, Evan?
There's two of them. You've got Haley or Sun Valley area. That's where
Haley. That's it. Haley.
That's where Schwarzenegger, all those guys. Now originally
Bruce Willis.
But the original guy that moved up there was Hemingway. He was one of the first guys that got a house up there. And Sun Valley was just basically a defunct, I think it went bankrupt 7 times trying to get it up off the ground. So when you had celebrities in the 30s and 40s led by, Hemingway kind of made it cool. Then eventually it became really fucking cool. Bruce Willis, I worked for a contractor one summer between my junior and senior year in high school, and he had built most of those houses up there. Yeah, so it was interesting because he would talk to these guys on a regular basis because he's building these fucking homes that were like, 20, 30,000 square feet. And, for an actor at that time to spend a few $1 million, it wasn't irregular for them to be there, right?
Yeah.
He would say, he would always talk about Bruce Willis, how Bruce Willis basically owned a huge portion of Haley, Idaho. Huge. He owned a bar. He'd play music down there.
Yeah.
And he'd always talk about how when him and Demi were married, Bruce would come out and bum cigarettes off his carpenters because he wasn't supposed to be smoking. So he'd like come down and be like, "Hey, give me a fucking smoke, dude. I'm not supposed to be smoking out here." And
That's funny.
But I guess like he had kind of the inside track on all these dudes, like Steve Miller. He built the house for Steve Miller Band and all these dudes. And he's like, "Man, Bruce Willis is like the single coolest dude ever." Like he'd be out there.
That's what everybody says.
He'd be out there talking to the guy laying sheetrock that like for an hour, like about sheetrock. And the guy's like, I got to get back to work, Bruce. Like, leave me the fuck alone.
You're cool.
Oh, okay.
But I kind of need to do my
You're
job.
cool, but you're kind of paying me to hang sheetrock, bro.
Hey, you know what's funny, Evan? In the divorce, when he got divorced from Demi Moore, one of the houses that was in the divorce was an entire house built just for her dolls. She has a collection of dolls, and he built like a fucking 3,000 square foot house for her doll collection.
Right.
Wow.
So
that does not surprise
what
me
is
at
it?
all.
What is it about Idaho that everybody loves? I've been to 43 states. I have not been to Idaho.
I always say this, like Idaho's one of the last states, Idaho, Wyoming, sections of Montana, North Dakota, South Dakota, some of those places, but Idaho, Wyoming, Montana, you still have real people there. And when I say that, it's like, people that are really not ultra conservative or ultra liberal. You can just have a rational conversation with people that are like, hey, there'll be a farmer sitting next to the guy that drives truck, sitting next to the attorney, and everybody's sitting there talking about politics and not really talking about it in the sense of like, well, if you're a conservative, you're a fucking wingnut, or if you're a progressive, you're a wingnut. You've got these people that are just working, being Americans. And when I say that, you've got the urban areas that kind of condense, and when they condense the population, they start to condense and block out opinion. But coming from a more rural area where things are a little bit slower, people have more time to probably think because, they have to like fix a fucking tractor and mend a fence every now and again. You've got people that really just care about their families and their communities, and then it's some of the most beautiful landscape in America once you get north. It's interesting because we grew up in households, or I grew up in households where you'd have Democrats, Republicans. We had a huge, Democrat house in Idaho at one point, and really it's just kind of a healthy mixing pot of normal people that have kind of said, well,
just chill out and live together.
It's super chill. I mean, it is. It's a super chill people with, clean air, beautiful mountains, and people aren't too fucking crazy. Like you get to LA, I mean, God, people just went fucking crazy in California. Like they went over the crazy fucking ledge. And even down here in Utah, you've got the opposite things where you got, we got to be separated. Our walls and our bars have to be separating the liquor because evidently, you're going to go to hell if you look at a fucking liquor bottle here. So,
Jesus,
the pendulum swings both ways, man. Like I just like to land in the middle and just being rational. Like just think about shit.
Cool. All right.
Well, Jared, let's get to the drinking bro of the week. It's that time.
My boyfriend, Anthony, has seriously been incredible, and he has been with me every step of the way. I'm almost 2 years through school and a little over 2 years left. He's a veteran. He has taught me so much about being a leader and what it means to take care of your guys and actually listen to them. He's been there when I've cried because I couldn't understand the hypocrisy of people or when I didn't have enough confidence in myself. He's made me realize that it is okay sometimes to put yourself first and take time for yourself and just relax. He's helped me through losing who I thought was my best friend and shared with me one of my favorite quotes: travel with thy equals or thy betters. If there are none, travel alone. I've struggled very hard with being able to support myself, and he's offered to help me pay my bills if I need it. He said we're in this together and has told me that he is proud of me. I haven't reached my main goal yet, but I do owe how far I've gotten so far to his support. I could go on and on, but I know you guys are so busy, so I thank you very much for taking the time to read this. It's an honor. I only hope I can be half the leader he is and you guys are. Thank you all for what you have done and continue to do. The world needs more badass people in it. Respectfully, Savannah Benedict.
Damn.
Wow.
To,
America.
That was a nice one. Cheers.
To Anthony. To
Anthony. Cheers, brother.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Well, Papa Taylor, did you enjoy sitting in with us today?
Oh yeah, always an honor.
He listens to all of them. He listens to all of them. Now he listens to this one live.
Well, he didn't listen to 100, did he?
I did not.
Did you? yeah.
I think I
my
started
parents
and I
didn't
said
either.
I'm not going to go there. But even those first 35 or 40, I think were pretty rough too. I mean, they were over the edge for me.
You know.
Yeah, it's
hit or miss
it's not
with
for the
us.
tender ear. It's not for the tender ear.
I think
sure.
I think we're finally dialed in though now, Ross. You know, I think now we're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're here. This was we're on like episode 140.
Oh wow. Are we?
Thanks for being on the show. Thank you, Papa Taylor. For Daddy's little, what is it? Daddy's little fat shack.
Daddy's little fatty.
Fatty.
Fat
Daddy's
shack?
little fatty.
Call me a fat shack.
You're a fat shack. When you open the shack door,
This
it's
is
just a bunch of hot
fucking
dogs.
bullshit.
Roly poly, Daddy's little fatty.
I fucking
Yeah,
hate this.
Daddy's little fatty.
I want someone to make a
for
song
For Papa
of that.
Taylor.
All right, Ross.
Oh,
thanks
please do.
for having me.
Please do.
All right.
You're welcome. For Daddy's little fatty, Matt Best, Evan Hafer. I am Ross Patterson. Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Good night.
We love you.